Greetings, today I will tell you about those who were lucky enough to become a real princess, despite the obstacles from family and society. Catherine Malasheva became Princess of Hanover in 2017, despite the prohibitions of her future father-in-law Ernst August v. The confrontation between father and son, Ernst August of Hanover, ended after the wedding, to which, by the way, the father of the groom never showed up. However, the prince was not too worried about the demonstrative refusal. In the center of his attention was only the bride, and in support of the marriage came his mother, younger brother, uncle and distinguished guests. Representatives of the Principality of Monaco and the British royal family, with whom Ernst August is related, attended the wedding, demonstrating their rejection of prejudice. The bride may well be your neighbor on the landing. Ekaterina was born in Apatity, Murmansk region, and at the age of 6, together with her parents moved to Moscow. But she soon left the capital to get a European-level education, which is how Katyu ended up in Prague. At the age of 19, Katyu enrolled in and graduated from the London College of Fashion, later went into documentary filmmaking, and a couple of years later created her own fashion brand, Eket. In London, the sociable bright girl met the Prince of Hanover, and only a few years later the couple thought about getting married. In 2016, Catherine received a proposal from her lover and a ring with a beautiful precious stone. The groom's father was apparently furious at the prospect, so he decided to blackmail him outright. He demanded that his son give up all his titles, assets transferred to the heir to the crown, and ownership of the family castle. The young prince was adamant, and thanks to his persistence, the wedding still took place, and now the couple has 3 wonderful children, yearlings Elizabeth and Welf August and baby Eleanor. One of the most touching European ceremonies of recent years, the wedding of Prince Carl Philip of Sweden and his beautiful wife Sophia. And this couple was not without its complications. After learning that the romance of the prince with an ordinary waitress was not a passing fancy, the press and the public turned against the marriage. The bride's name was trampled in the mud by any available means, her status was ridiculed and condemned, looking for new reasons for gossip. On the news that the chosen one of the only son of King Carl XVI Gustav worked as a waitress, just pressed their lips. Learning about the work of a yoga instructor, rolled their eyes. And when it turned out that Sophia was a photo model and filmed nude, there was a real scandal. The royal family digested the news agenda for a long time, but one day still gave up. In the not-too-distant 2015, the couple got married in the chapel of the Royal Palace of Stockholm, and Sophia finally became a princess, receiving also the title of Duchess of Vermland. The engagement ring, by the way, also turned out to be a bit scandalous. The fact that many call the size of the stone less than 1 carat shocking, given the new high status of the beloved prince. The round central diamond is surrounded by smaller precious neighbors, and the ring itself is made of white gold and is not a family heirloom, but made to order. In fact, the couple does not seek to demonstrate the luxury of the royal treasury. On the contrary, the ring was designed to emphasize the restraint and modernity of the monarchs. In addition, Sophia after the wedding engaged in charity work in South Africa. So this version of the symbol of love was just right. In this marriage 3 boys were born. Alexander, Duke of Sodermanland, Gabriel, Duke of Dalarna and the youngest Julian, Duke of Halland. Now Princess Sophia is 39 years old, and who knows, maybe she will decide to have another attempt at childbirth, and this time a cute daughter. A few years before the stories we have already told, a neighboring kingdom already had its own Cinderella. True, this lucky girl was bypassed by scandals, and the royal family accepted the girl quite calmly. Mary Donaldson met the future King of Denmark in an ordinary pub while she was on a business trip. The girl worked in advertising and successfully managed one of the departments of the company, and the marriage in general was not going to. But the stars decided otherwise. Flared passion continued to flare up, even despite the huge distance that separated the lovers. A year after meeting, Mary came to the homeland of the groom, learned the Danish language, learned manners, rituals and the list of royal duties in general, did everything to become a worthy wife of the heir to the throne. Future mother-in-law, it must be said, was all hands in favor of this marriage. The fact is that Crown Prince Frederick by that time gave his mother a lot of trouble. The guy was desperately looking for himself, fond of extreme sports, and was an eternal guest at the most daring parties. Thanks to the influence of his chosen one, a restrained, reasonable and malleable girl with the adventures of Frederick was finally over. This arrangement pleased not only the reigning queen, the Crown Prince's mother, but also the people of Denmark. Besides, Danish tradition welcomes marriages with foreigners, and Mary is of Scottish descent. Mary was the centerpiece of her own wedding. The delightful ivory silk gown had a little secret at the heart of it. The tailor sewed into it the wedding ring of the bride's mother, who had died a few years before. The marvelous vintage Irish lace veil belonged to several predecessors in the groom's family. The exquisite diamond tiara, a gift from the mother-in-law, was complemented by light accents diamond earrings with pearls, made of noble white gold. The incomparable image was appreciated by the most noble fashionistas of the time, and the wedding was called the wedding of the century. Since then, 20 years have passed. The royal couple had 4 children and are now king and queen. Thank you for watching.